everyone, happy Wednesday. I think we are running in English today and we've got a very exciting theme, and the theme is looking for Mr. Right. So I'm just going to wait for a couple of you to join and for Martina to join me in any moment. We are joining us from London today, so welcome everyone who is joining in this point. Martinka is joining in a few seconds. So guys, let us know where you are joining us from, what is bringing you to us, and how has been your week so far. I'm just still waiting for that sunshine to come, so that's where I'm at in this point. Martinka, welcome. Hi.
Hi,
Nice to have you
hello.
here.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to us all. Happy Wednesday, guys. And yeah, we are going to talk about finding Mr. Right. So we are welcoming all of you who are still looking for Mr. Right, because it is exciting, sometimes dreadful journey, but sometimes it's actually, you guys have opportunity for those beginning of relationship, dating type of butterflies or not. And for all of us married, engaged, and in relationships, there is another pleasures. But let's just check in with everyone before we introduce ourselves. Send us number one if you are already married, done, dusted, life partner. That's it, and you are super happy with them, or her if boys are watching, of course. Number two, if you have a partner but you are tempted to watch this anyway because you're curious and you want to know whether your one is the one, okay? Is it good, huh? And number three, if you are here on this platform because you actually are single, you actually are looking for a partner, and you can't wait to find the right one. Am I a little bit too illuminous, Matka? I think my light is a little bit strong. Let me just tone this down a little bit, maybe.
Cool. Yeah, you got sun shining on you. That's fine.
Is the sun shining on me? It's actually not light. So anyway, one for you being engaged, married, happily in love for forever and ever. Number two, you are in a relationship but you're not sure. It's complicated situation. And number three, you're still single. And by the way, you never know, maybe we'll have a single guys and single girls. We had like about 11, I stopped counting, but about 12,000 viewings last week. So chances are, if you send a little comment, you never know, maybe you will meet the one today. So
the agency.
And by the way, we are not an agency, but we would love to have that to happen. Anyway, Martinka, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm just going to be quiet because I'm talking all the time. So.
That's okay. We're gonna introduce ourselves.
Yes.
So, hi guys, my name is Martina Stewart. I've been living in UK for past 20 years, and I've got 2 children. Love vegan lifestyle. Love to talk about the benefits of vegan lifestyle, also running a vegan group. So if you would like to find out more, I'm going to post the link in a comment so you can add yourself in. You don't have to be vegan, you just need to have a desire to maybe learn something new or inspiring yourself. So that's me.
That was very quick.
That was very quick, yeah.
I promised you guys I slowed down today because we run this, by the way, every single week. So for those of you who are returning, hello again. For those of you who are watching us for the first time, we are running this in English every second week, in Slovak language every other week. So we alternate between Slovak and English. And we are always talking about things that matter to us, things that we deal with in everyday life, or things that we that are interesting to us. A lot of times these subjects we are talking about, you are actually sending us tips of what you would like us to talk about next. So please keep on sending them. We love to hear from you. Briefly, I introduce myself. My name is Lucia Hoxa. I'm a yoga teacher and lifestyle coach. I work with women all over the world to support them in what is the most important to them in life. And I love doing this. I love my job. It's not a job, it's a purpose in life. And I'm very grateful for it. So that's me. I'm also married. I've got no children, but I'm hoping to have at least 15 very soon. No, I'm joking. But, I wouldn't mind. Like, big family. I'm a very family person. And, yeah, I do like people. I think people are amazing in spite of variety of us. I think it makes life very interesting. And I love to learn. I love knowledge. I love exploring new places. I love traveling. Yeah, I'm 37 and feeling very young.
I love how you would just get the stuff out from your head.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about what we came to talk about. I just keep on adjusting myself, Machi, because I know you're high, and I'm thinking, oh, I just want people to.
We'll have to go backwards.
Yeah. Who?
Yeah.
You, me.
That's fine now. I think we're okay. So guys, please comment us. Like Lucia said, I don't know if I'm gonna remember all. So if you're happily married, everything is cushy, send us one. How was it? I forgot. Send us two.
If you're happily married and you are like tickety boo, you are like super happy in your marriage and it's your life partner, and you want to stay forever and ever, and you feel like it, send us number 1 in the comments. If you are in relationship, long-term relationship, or any relationship, I mean partner, romantic type of relationship, send us, but you're not sure, like you're kind of in between, and maybe you don't want to share this, by the way, so you don't have to, obviously, but we are just like sharing freely here. Send us number 2, because I know I've been in stages of life, actually, in my first marriage, when for a long time I was asking myself, should I stay, should I leave, is this the right person for me? Sometimes it takes a time to work it out, and sometimes you just need to choose. But we will be talking about all of that in a moment. So send us 2 if you're not sure, you are in relationship and you're not sure, and number 3 if you're single and you're like, yay, let's find someone. Or if you're like my taxi driver, you'll be number 3, and it's like, I don't want to know about women.
That's what I said.
It's still number 3. Yeah.
Cool.
And he's driving me to the airport, girls, so I'm going to do some work on him. Although he's like, no, stay away from me. Okay, good. So let's start. So we are today, you can find a lot of books about relationships. There's so much on the market in which you can choose, you can pick. There's a lot of articles, there's a lot of blogs.
Oops.
Mashka, you fall down. Your camera. Oh, thank God. Yeah, so there's a lot of things you can read. And I remember when I was a single girl, I was receiving this newsletter, and there was like do's and not to do's of dating, in a dating scene. And there was these rules like, do not sleep with the man on the first date, because it can never work, and I had that as a fixed thing. It's like, okay, do not show you are too interested, and
where were you getting it from?
Oh, honey, it was 15 years ago. I have no idea, but I know I used to read it. It's like, okay. I used to have a highlighter. I used to highlight these things, like, okay, And now looking back, I'm thinking, my God, thank God I didn't listen to those articles. Thank God that it finished with the highlighting, because if I listened to all those things that those articles been saying, I wouldn't be in a happy marriage now, for sure. definitely not with my husband that I absolutely adore. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there, but let's be selective and let's see like what really works with us. And we are going to talk a little bit about it. And guys, I want this to be interactive, so please keep on asking us questions anytime. Martinka, please read the comments that are coming in. Do we have anything yet?
We've got one admire there, but I think that's it.
Good, good. That's
Right.
enough. So Matka, do you have the I wrote, guys, by the way, I'm sending in these newsletters every like once, twice a month that I'm hoping that are going to contribute to, unlike my newsletter 15 years ago. And Matka, do you have it in front of you at the moment?
If I got what?
Do you have it in front of you? Would you
Yeah.
like to start?
Yeah. So you said on number 1, be positive, clear about what you want in a mate. So each failed relationship has given you clues about what you want in your ideal partner. The problem is many women or men focus on the negative instead of the positive. For example, by saying that you don't want a man who puts his work before the relationship, you are focusing on a man who puts work before love, and that is the desire you are unconsciously sending out through your energy. The good news is, if you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. The power to create lies in your ability to choose thoughts that are positively clear so that you can tell the universe exactly what you desire. I want a man who puts me first and loves me unconditionally. You can also tell your affirmation is positive or negative by the way it makes you feel. If it makes you feel great, it is positive. If it makes you feel bad, it's negative. It's that simple. If you find yourself thinking negative thoughts, simply turn them around and start focusing on a positive. You will immediately feel better and you will be in alignment with love. And I love this because I know when I feel not very good and I had a shitty day or whatever reason, I know when I change the thoughts and starting to think about something nice and positive, I just love the energy just don't completely shifts and you just feel much calmer, much nicer. So it can be done, and it's all about what's in our heads. And it's so interesting how
And
we
we are going,
control if you know how to control it.
yeah, and it's very important to, today we are going to talk a lot about law of attraction. So for those of you who came across it, let us know.
Sorry, sweetie.
Marty, fix your camera. So for those of you who came across, I'm joking. You're good, you're good, you're good. Don't breathe. So for those of you who came across a law of attraction, let us know. It is, I know many of you watching came across it, and it's very, you know, it doesn't work only in relationships, it works everywhere in life. The truth is, you know, this first point that we are talking about is be positively clear about what you want in a mate. So exactly like what Matka was talking about, we are so, in general, not just in a relationship, often focusing on
Negative. Or what you
negative,
don't want. What you don't
what you don't want, and it's like, you know, it's like, I know I had boyfriend who was from Australia, and you know, it was good, it was really great, but then it turned into nightmare. And you know, and then relationship finished, and now it's all clear, like it's all fine, we have nothing. But after the breakup, you know, it was painful, of course, for him and for me, and it's never pleasant. And I remember saying to myself at that time, like, okay, that's it. That's it. I had it all. Like, I had 10 boyfriends, none of them worked out. You know, I can't date Americans because they are this, you know, Australians are this, you know, I never want a man who is like working on a, I don't know, stockbroker. I will never again make, you know, and you are like,
So we're putting all of these things out.
Your options are shrinking, you know, and rather than focusing on, okay, what do I actually want? What do I want?
So if the thing is, I think if you are not in a relationship, so if you are not in a relationship and you would like this perfect guy to meet you, is it you need to dream about him. So you need to actually visualizing him, how he should be looking, what should be, you know, personality he should have, how she, how he should treat you, and all of these things. So really like
Mm.
a dream about this guy, send the energy out.
So one of the, you know, when I work with my girls, they, maybe some of them are even watching now. Virka, hi, I know you've been looking forward to this streaming. Hello, my darling. You know, often my client, well, every single time, also, almost, my clients get homework or assignments that I give them in between the sessions. And one of the assignments that I'm giving to one of the ladies who is looking for Mr. Right in this point is that, you know, I sent her off for a week, and her homework is to observe, you know, getting out there and observing the groups, the people, the especially couples,
Mm-hmm.
and starting observing and choosing the things that she wants to have in her relationship. So, you know, the way he's holding her, the way he looks at her, the way he shows affection to her, you know, whether he's carrying her bag or these little affectionate things. And, you know, it's like watching a movie. It's like, okay, this is what I want, you know, this is what, you know, I want in my future man. And then her homework is to start writing it down. You know, a lot of people now working on computers, and we're
Mm-hmm.
typing things so much so we even forgot how to write sometimes, you know, like taking much longer time to write something. But neurologically, when we are creating things in our lives, especially if
Yeah.
it's something that we really care about, it is actually very important to write them down. So those of you who are having a diaries and still using old-fashioned good old diaries, I'm, you know, still big fan of them, because I always tell my clients to actually write down things on, in, you know, on a paper.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're creating your Mr. Right, please write it down, and really be genuine with yourself. Sometimes we don't get because we don't dare to ask, you know, and sometimes we got to that phase where we want to be in love, we want to find the Mr. Right, but we, deep inside, we feel so deeply hurt about all those times when it didn't work out, about the times when we seen our mom and dad not being in ideal relationships. We experienced arguments, we experienced maybe dad cheating on mom. All these things have impacted us very, very deeply in our soul, and some of those things are still hurting. And so another thing what I would get add into this first point is, it is very important to heal the wounds for us women between us and our fathers, and for boys, for you men watching, between you and your moms, because that's pretty much what a lot of it determines our relationships and our future relationships with our partners.
Okay. And you know, when you're saying this, I did listen to a broadcast when one lady was saying that she was single and she actually dreamed about this guy, right? And she's been told exactly what you're saying, to write it down, but write it down in a really um, like you know, every single thing you want from it into details, you
Yes.
know. And she was writing it down, and then he appeared.
Yeah.
She was so amazed because exactly
Yeah.
what she put down on the paper, then she had it in front of her. So
Yeah.
that's it, guys.
Yeah, create the vision boards. Vision boards are
Mhm.
fantastic tools to, my good friend Bea. She created a vision board of her future partner on a wisdom course, and she got him. She got actually better than she dreamed about. Same as me, actually.
Yeah.
I found a notepad. I had, my God, it's so old I could barely read it because it was like you know, I found it because I'm moving houses now. So I actually found it just recently. And it was so amazing. I was writing these things and I was thinking, I could literally go like, yeah, 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 this is him. This, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally went down because I put a little stars next to it, and everything what I wanted in my man I have. And I would say actually God been so generous to me that he gave me more, like things that I didn't even think about asking for, you know?
Cool.
And I
Now,
have it.
yeah. Now,
Yeah.
what would you say? Okay, so let's just, if somebody's single, we created this amazing man. Now, what you got in the scenario if we are in a relationship, we're in a marriage, and it's not the best marriage? Now, can you actually change that situation with dreaming, visualizing, doing this all visualization, affirmation to change the energy in the relationship? Can you do that to, like with yourself? Because I think sometimes, I mean, is it up to us to change a little? Maybe sometimes women, expecting too much from the men, seeing things differently. So maybe they have to change as well. So that
Yeah, so
balance is in there.
it's that same old good. I mean, visualization works with everything, but the truth is, we need to. I think communication is really a key,
Mm.
and to have the clarity and take a responsibility for what we can take a responsibility for over here. You know, because a lot of relationships are coming down to blame, and without us realizing, it's sometimes very settled. You know, it's but it comes down to, oh, he's not doing this, or he's not helping with his, or everything's on my shoulder. It's like complaints, like persistent complaints about our partner.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so easy to get into the trap, because and so easy to understand that as a reality, but it's not. It is a perception. It occurs to us that way. So it's a lot of work. Even like the coaching that I do is actually with mindset, is the setting the mindset in a way that it serves you and it serves your relationship.
Yeah. Do you know what? Funny thing, because yesterday, actually, on Facebook, when I was scrolling, I seen like a little link, and it was actually a bride talking to her man, like, they're just about to get married. She was like, I'm so excited, I'm going to see you in a minute. And there was a reflection, they going past each other, so he was actually leaving the place. And she was asking, like, what's going on. So basically he didn't have that courage to tell her before, and he didn't turn up on his wedding. And then he came like a speaker, the person, and he said, if this something like happened to you, that someone left you at the altar or whatever, you need to be very grateful, because you don't want to spend your life with someone who is not 100% to be with you, and then you can live that life not very happy and stuff. So he really turned it around, because loads of girls are, maybe if some, experience that situation, I must be heartbroken. But when you look at it that way, that just is easier, isn't it?
But isn't it beautiful, like looking at, like having that capacity with anything in life, being able to shift things around? Sometimes in life, and maybe some of the girls who are single girls who are watching this, they might be asking these questions like, why is it taking so long? Like, is there no more man, like single, capable, normal man out there? They might be asking questions like, am I too old now?
Yeah.
Or those single girls who got a kids, like, well, is anybody going to accept me with a child? Am I going to find, there is another aspect of it, like, am I going to find someone who is going to love me for who I am, but also love my child as their own child, right? Because it's like not their blood. And it's so many components, so many questions. It's like, how do we deal with this, and then you're thinking, well, I'm just, I'm still young, and am I going to find anyone? So it's very challenging. And these days, I suppose people are finding a partners in very later stages in life. You know, our moms used to get married and have a children by the age of 25. They had 3 kids. You know, we are 40 and sometimes just still looking for a partner. It's different age, different time, different times. But the good thing
Yeah.
is boys got a very similar. You know, it's not just girls, it's also boys. And also I believe that there is a people out there. And if I would give maybe the most valuable thing that I learned from my journey of finding my partner, um, that turned out to be one of the great gifts of my life, I would say, you know, if you really want to find your soulmate, not Mr. Right, there is no such a thing. You know, I know I put it in title just to catch your attention, but the truth is there is no Mr. Right. There is no Mr. Right. There is a person you can find as your match and your soulmate, and that's better than Mr. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, go on then.
So if I would give you a little, not even advice, you know, who am I to give you advice, but maybe a little share. The moment when I met my husband, it happened when out of a lot of my courage, actually, because I've done a lot of soul searching myself. I've done a lot of letting go and clearing up old relationships with men in my life. I cleared up relationship with my dad and with disastrous relationships I had in the past. I found a sense of love, compassion, and forgiveness towards my, you know, ex-husband, for example. You know, I've done a lot of work by that point. And what happened is that I reconnected with myself as a woman. I started to really like loving and valuing and honoring myself as a woman. And you know, I started enjoying myself so much being me, you know, with all the good, bad, and ugly. And you know, learned to laugh about my imperfections and really honor them and be open about them, and that gives me so much freedom to be me. And so if I would have a daughter, I would just say, darling, just be your amazing self, you know, just be
That's
your
interesting
amazing self. Shine,
because
and once you shine, you will attract that man that you really want.
that's interesting because Ivetka wrote, I have to learn how to love myself, how to love myself first. And also in the comments you wrote, there is about the self-love.
Yeah. No, it is. I don't see your comments, Matka. Please keep on reading it to me. But that's so true. And you know, we've been brought up like self-love is almost like something horrible and dirty and selfish. No, it's not. I just love, because there is a love and there is a love, isn't it? Like there is an ego type of like love, but love I'm talking about is the most gentle, nourishing, beautiful thing. And actually, when we love ourselves with that kind of love, we inspire other people to love and accept themselves.
Yeah. So can I read that? Fell in love with yourself. What you wrote.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So you can't expect someone else to fall in love with you if you are not in love with yourself. When we judge or criticize ourselves, we send out an energy that repels others. Self-criticism is a negative energy that will repel potential mates. On the other hand, self-love is attractive and attracts potential mates. Make a list of 10 characteristics you love about yourself and put this list where you can see it every day. It doesn't really matter what is on the list as long as it easily generates good feelings that you have towards yourself. The more you focus on what you love about yourself, the more self-love you will experience. Others will fall in love with you too, simple because it feels great to be around people who love themselves. Yeah.
Beautiful. I love to be around people who love themselves.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to Czech Republic in a couple of weeks, and I've got a really good friend of mine there, and this friend of mine, she's so gentle with herself. You know, she, even the way she prepares the meal for herself, I just
Isn't it
love
funny? Some people got that kind of calm energy. I've got a few
Yeah.
friends as well. When I'm just, you know, near their present, I'll just go, like that, and you just feel it. That calms you down. You think differently. The world slows down. Amazing.
You feel great in their company, and this is
Yeah.
because they fall in love with themselves. And you know, it's this energy, this universe thing, guys, is not a bullshit. It actually really works. It really works. And the more we clear up the, you know, I always talk about, and all my work is based on this, you know, I fundamentally see every single human being as this beautiful light, as this soul, as this, you know, as this, you know, something angelic, something pure, is what you see in babies when they're born.
Yeah.
And as we grow up, you know, I mentioned here this here a few times here, that you know, life happens and we learn how to operate in life. You know, like we have disappointment and heartbreak, and then we get hurt, and then we get hurt, and then life happens, and then, you know, then someone dies, and then and you kind of becoming tougher and tougher, and you learn how to operate, how to strategize, how to protect yourself, how to manipulate others in order to get something. You know, all these strategies that you learn to in order to survive life. And before you realize, yes, it helps you to survive and you get very good at it, but at the same time is building this wall, this barrier, without realizing it, between you and other people. And then you suddenly realize, I feel alone. I feel something is missing in my life. Or I just like, I'm trying so hard and I can't. There's just no man out there.
And we got a message here which totally says this. Maria says, girls, hi. I was looking for so long and met only idiots. Once I stopped looking and said that I'll stay alone and do things for myself, I met my partner, and that's of my daughter. I'm making a mistake. Stop looking, just be yourself, and he will find you.
Yeah. Thank you for that comment. It's very true. Sometimes we are attached to things, you know, we are attached to and I keep on working on this because I'm someone who's very passionate, and that's bordering with attachment in my case. So, you know, I'm learning.
Sorry, it was the dad of my daughter.
Dad of my daughter.
Yeah.
Good for you, darling. That's really great. So sometimes once we let go of the attachment, and I know you might say, yeah, but how can I not be attached? Well, first of all, you don't even realize you're attached, but you're wanting it so much. That's what I mean. Like, you're thinking about it all the time. It's occupying your mind. It's like you're getting, of course, you need to go to work and back, but it's kind of in your mind all the time, and you catch yourself talking about it. That's attachment, or can be attachment. And sometimes, paradoxically, when we want something so much, it's like we are pushing it away at the same time.
Yeah. I think maybe we create that funny energy. When you create that energy, it's like, like a bubble, isn't it? So you need to learn to let go. And then when you don't expect that, it will happen to you.
Sometimes it's just about trust, you know. It's like sometimes I'm having a conversation with God. You know, some people might think I'm crazy, but it works for me. So what the hell, you know? I always say to people, whatever works for you, please keep on doing it.
Yeah.
If it makes you a better person, if it makes other people to, you know, if it makes this world better place if it makes you closer to other people. Well, you know, if it's a good thing, keep on doing it. And you know, sometimes I talk to God in my own way. That's, I suppose, I don't go to church, I don't pray in a way of like praying, but you know, sometimes I talk to him and it's like really great conversations. And most of the time I'm just like saying, do you know what, I surrender, I totally let you guide me, because you know the best. What do I know? You know, I do my best in my own little way, but the rest of it, actually, you know, it's up to you up there. So sometimes maybe that's part of letting go, just like trusting that, you know, we can do what we can do, but the truth is, a lot of things in life we cannot influence.
We can't. Yeah.
And all we can do is like this morning in my yoga class, you can't see me, guys, but I was like literally opening heart chakra to people. And, you know, that's a sign of welcoming, you know, welcoming the miracles, the surprises, the good stuff into your life. Just be open to it.
Great. So one more comment is from Vierka. She says, what do you think about online dating? And I cannot meet anyone in normal life, but I think internet is not as I wish to meet my Mr. Right. Now, I've got some of my friends who got divorced and they are trying the online dating, and we have laughed because you know, they meet loads of different men and stuff. It can be tricky on the internet, but what is your thoughts on this?
Who's yours, Machi?
I don't know. It's 50-50 because in my family, my cousin married a girl and they met online and they're still together. You know, so it's different. You know, you got loads of different people in a normal life or on social media. So it's just who you're going to meet, who you're going to attract.
Who was asking this?
Vierka.
Vierka. Is it my Vierka Shkurkova?
Yes.
Yeah, Vierochka. Yeah, well, so, I mean, it sometimes we live in places where there is actually not that easy to meet people. Either they are too tiny, you know, villages, and like everybody knows everybody. And from those people, you know, you wouldn't marry anyone. So then you want to either go traveling, which I know, Vierka, you did. And
maybe you just need to do what you love. And if you do what you love, you will meet those people there.
Do you know what? My dad always used to say that.
Did
like, just do your hobbies, do what you love, you know, go and play tennis, or
yeah.
if your thing is, I don't know, collecting stamps, then, you know, find the community of people who are passionate about that kind of thing. And the chance, like, basically get the hell out there, you know, like get out there, not to find a man.
No, just enjoy yourself. Yeah.
So that's one of the things. But let's go back to online dating. I don't say yes or no. I think it's brilliant that we have a platform where people can meet each other, which they would probably not have a chance to do, you know, because we live in a very, very fast-paced era where, you know, it's work home, work home, work home, weekend. Let's take a deep breath. Monday, okay, work home, work home. You know, it's challenging to meet sometimes people. You know, we really need to put an effort to even like go out for yoga or do the speed dating event. You know, it just takes a bit of organization, especially in big cities like London. So thank God for online dating. Now, how effective it is, I do have a lot of success stories, actually. I've got one of my clients actually is setting up a phenomenal events that she's launching soon, and it's about finding your soulmate. So what she's doing, and I love the concept, is that, you know, you've been talking about soulmates. She is reconnecting people with themselves and then giving them a platform where they can meet each other, but for who they truly are, rather than having these pretended faces, because that never works. Like, why would you like someone to fall in love with perfection of you? That's not what's gonna happen in 5 years time when you are, you know, when you've got like one kid in a hand, beanbag in another hand, and you're stressed out of your cuckoo. That's when you need someone to love you.
And that is what you just said. That is another story what came up in my mind. There's another girl as well on the social media, and she was a single mommy of 3 kids, 3 small kids. She's starting to date a guy, and she called him in the middle of the night when one of her daughter was sick, and she was like, you know, one of those situations, too much on. So she called him and she said, if you want to live my life, come right now. So he got there like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. He saw her, what state she was in. So he sent her to bed. Apparently he cleared out all the sick, did everything. And I was like, wow. So
that's the man you want to marry.
Yeah, and she did.
She did, yeah, good for her. And this is it, you know, and we don't know. Vierka, you are asking about online dating. Obviously, we have no way of finding out whether the man on the picture or behind the description on that online site is the real deal. You don't know.
No.
But it's good to give it a chance. And I would say, if you are doing online dating, do it for fun. Like you said, you have fun with your friends, you know, do it as a friends. You know, like, don't be attached to next meeting. You know, if we don't have that attachment that this one has to be the one because I'm running out of time or losing a patience or whatever, you know, then it's a game. And it's no like, oh, you know, like it has to be this way. Sometimes we have it like, it has to be this way. It doesn't have to be anyway. It is what it is. People are the way they are. And also one more thing, if I can advise, if you guys, you know, searching for a soulmate or anyone, it's got that filter, like, you know, men are idiots, then you are going to attract them. I'm sorry, I'm being really straight, but you know what I'm saying. And if we have a filter that world is a dangerous place, it's very likely that
it will be.
It's going to be confirmed, because that's just law of attraction. So please, you know, find a courage, reach out for support, you know, surround yourself with supportive material, whether it's books or a coach or someone to work on this mindset, and acknowledge it first of all, because sometimes we don't even hear this you know, this talk in our head. We are not aware. So do whatever you can, do meditation, do, you know, do yoga. That all raises your awareness and your frequency, so you can have a transformation in life, because that is then leading to life you love.
So may I ask a question? Where did you actually, where the law of attraction came to you when you started the yoga?
Law of attraction as a concept started with Secret in 2006, when I got the DVD from my letterbox. It was very influential in my life, you know. It came at the perfect time, and I never ever forget the day I saw it for the first time, and more importantly, what started happening afterwards.
Yeah.
It was like a little miracle, and it was so exciting. One of my students was talking about it today. It became so overwhelmingly strong after I started experiencing in my real life. It almost became like, when you have that awareness, when you're working on yourself, it's also almost like I felt like is law of attraction on steroids. It was like I said chair and chair appeared. You know, when you clear your crap from yourself, a couple of things happen. You become very sensitive, very sensitive to energy, to people, to emotions, to, I mean, it's challenging for men, like, bless my husband. Oh God, I think I broke my chair. No, I didn't. Okay, good. Oh, did I? No, but it's swinging. Okay, good. Yeah, so you become more sensitive. You get more prone to like getting sick more often, because you're so sensitive that I don't know how to, doesn't make sense. You get more sensitive. But also what I wanted to say with this is that you are tuned in so much more to nature, to signs that are coming to you from people, from signs on a road or on the street. You're so much more alert. It's almost like up till this point you've been like
Yeah.
walking
So
blind.
it's like you awaken yourself.
You awaken, and of course, like, it's got not all the time, because it would be otherwise too overwhelming. You have a drips of that, and then if you encourage it and you work further on yourself and you continue with your development, then it's getting stronger and stronger, and it's miraculous journey. And it's like my student said today, that Lucia, you know, like I'm just feeling like things are coming to my life without even, like, I ask for them. Like, she said to me, she yesterday came to my yoga class, and she said, I was really like praying to meet someone really nice in my life, who I can really connect, like, heart to heart, like someone how it used to be when I was a child, you know, that kind of pure relationship. And she stayed after my yoga for a Zumba class, and she met a friend from 15 years ago who now lives in Finsbury Park, where she lives. And she's like, oh my God, it happened like literally half hour later. So what I'm trying to say, law of attraction works. And
if you allow it, isn't it?
if you allow it. But next point there was, don't give up, guys. Whatever you do, don't ever, 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 ever give up on, you know, the kind of partner you want to have, on the kind of marriage you want to have, on all those things that are really important to you in life. Don't ever settle for something less than that, because if you do, you will feel you're going against yourself. It will be this big hole and sense of something missing in your life fundamentally. So yes, the path can be longer than we expected, sometimes more, you know, like that, and sometimes you get frustrated, sometimes you get, you know, it's up and down. But as long as you are aiming for something that is worthwhile, that is truly important to you in life, which is loving your family, connections, you know, closeness, the aliveness, the fulfillment, the finding a purpose, all those things that really matter in life, peace, then that's life worth living, I think.
Yeah. Aw. Beautiful. Thank you, Lucia. We're running out of the time, darling.
We are.
We are. We didn't cover everything. Maybe we can do that next time. Maybe we can do this in Slovak as well, so the Slovak people can join.
Yeah.
That would be
Okay.
good. It's a really, you know, it's an interesting topic to talk about.
Yeah, I think maybe we can. We planned something else, but I'm happy to next week, for those of you Slovak people who want to join us next week, we can continue with this. I will also send this as a newsletter. So you know, because I think it's great to talk about this, and it's a big passionate subject of mine. So yeah,
And
why
when you
not?
said never give up, that's true, guys, because I've got loads of friends who either a friend of mine, she was single for so many years, and exactly like, so when am I going to meet him? And she has. So, and it's the best ever she had. So, you know, there is always possibility. So never give up.
And by the way, do you know what is the best thing about things that we really wait for what seemed like a long time?
Go on.
Is that once we get it, once we have it in our lives, it is, you know what I can compare it to? Imagine, you know, sometimes on Christmas dinner, deliberately we don't eat in the morning to get really hungry.
Yeah.
And with all that food that smells so nice in the house, you know, that sauerkraut soup and the mushroom soup and the salad. And
so because we are waiting so long,
so long, everything smells so beautifully, it is so wonderful once that food is there. Look at that food and go, take that fork and a knife and go for it. Yes. So, think about that, and think about, one thing that I said before I said my husband, and I really believed in my head, is that I'm just enjoying few more weeks being single. Just few more weeks. And I know it's coming. And it did. So what if you can think about it, shift your mindset this way and think about, do you know what? I'm just going to enjoy this time so much because it might be just a few more weeks and that's it.
Cool.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Send us messages. Keep on talking to us. We love when you do that. And yeah, we will see you again next week.
See you next week. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Matka, for being here as well. You're a great buddy as always.
As always. Bye,
Thank
guys.
You,
have a lovely
see you
rest
later,
of the day.
everyone. Have a good Wednesday.
Bye.